know your back's backed up against the wall, and the bandwagon's falling right off, and you're hearing all the talk about maybe you should think about what you're gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't about if it makes sense, cause if the book do it don't fit. As far as I can see, there ain't no way to be somebody if you just gon' quit. So if you gotta fight, don't lose it. If you gotta do it, die, dream, do it. If you got something to prove, go and prove it. Don't let nobody clip your wings. Keep your head down, keep on the blinders. Tune out the doubters and all the close minders. If it's in your blood, falling down ain't enough to change who you were born to be. Getting back up, that's the only backup plan you need.
Welcome back, Rico Moneybags, a channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure the bell notification stays lit like that. You guys will not miss out for any future updates. We're going to jump into some price action, some of the stuff that we talked about yesterday, because obviously, you know, there were some green candles in a downtrend and some things like that. And we looked at the prices this morning and we could see that how much that actually was not even valid, those little green candles, right? So we're going to go into BTC's prices. We're going to go into some of our favorite projects, obviously, on the deck screener. We're going to have a good time. And then after this, we got another meeting to jump into. I just finished one up right now. But let me go ahead and share my screen for you guys. And let's get the show on the road and have some fun together on this stream. I know crypto's testing everybody right now. BTC's testing everybody right now. But at the end of the day, fam, we got to do what we got to do in this space, right? The overall crypto market cap is down. Bitcoin's down. You know, this is down, that's down. But what's going on? How low can it go is the question, right? And we're going to be tracking price and seeing if we can find out how low it is that we can go. But, you know, we got BTC down. The ETH is down. Everything's a little bit down, right? And things are trying to hold on. But let's jump into the chart and actually what's going on. Let's not waste too much time. Like I said, after the stream, we got a meeting that we're going to jump into. Looking forward to that. Shout out to XPX community. We're building nonstop, but I want to show you guys something as we jump right into this right away. On the hourly chart on BTC, you can see how, you know, that downtrend at first, this is that part where, you know, we were talking about, hey, that sell signal was valid. And then as it started to come this way and consolidate, this is where we were at right here. And I was telling you guys about these, or actually right here, this is where we were at right here, these first three green candles, right? And let me zoom way in so I can show you guys what's actually going on here. But this is where we were at yesterday. You know, we had this sell signal right here, a little bit of down, exactly what we talked about, a little bit of test on the sideways. But these three green candles, which I know they're red, and you're like, they're not green, Rico, they're red. But if I zoom in, you can see that they're highlighted on the edge, right? So on other charts and other types of indicators, this would have actually been just three green candles, right? But you could see how the sell signal stood extremely valid and actually tested, you know, some of this line that we're talking about up here, where if it usually flips this, you know, it goes in that direction. This is on the hourly chart. And I was showing everybody that most likely there was a little bit more downturn to go because the higher time frames were still showing us, you know, bearish, bear, hold short. And that's exactly what we got. So, you know, seeing BTC come down to 66K on the hourly chart probably wouldn't be far-fetched, fam, honestly. Now, when we look at the 4-hour chart, this is where things get a little bit where these prices can even sink a little bit lower, to be honest with you. But I want you guys to see how, you know, just staying zoomed out on the higher time frames, you're not going to get caught up in all that chop. You're not going to get caught up in those things that it's just noisy for no reason. And, you know, you feel like you're missing out on all this stuff, right? So we had our buy signal right here, which, you know, most people would be like, oh man, nice buy signal, but it was valid. There was profits right here to be made. So there was profits that, bam, taken out right there on the hourly chart, right? If you wanted to. This sell signal right here, same thing, being tested with that same line being tested, then bam, profits being made right here. But the hourly or the 4-hour chart where we're trying to look for that entry is where we've really been looking in, right? And this is why I told you guys, even though on these lower time frames we're getting buy signals to go up, they're not that valid, because on the 4-hour chart, we want to avoid this. This right here is chop. You see, there's no buy signal, there's no sell signal. You want to do everything in your power to go cut the grass, to go take out the trash, or go get your laundry done, to go do some other stuff, or, you know, go look for some meme coins or something, because BTC currently right now, it's in this chop zone on the 4-hour chart. And on the lower time frames, there's little moments where you can probably catch a trade, maybe not, but you're going to get chopped up, and you don't want to get chopped up, because when you're getting chopped up, you're getting stopped out, right? So you want to avoid being, this where you take so many blows where now you just don't even want to, participate anymore, right? So this thing right here, this sideways trading right here, this is that chop on the 4-hour chart that we're seeing is still extremely valid. That we're not taking a long trade on this, and we're actually still haven't even taken a short trade. Now, this is what I want to talk about as far as Bitcoin going a little bit lower. And I know that's not popular, and probably why we don't do as good as we do on the channel, because I just don't have green thumbnails telling you guys to just load up right now. But possibly if this thing flips right here and prints another sell signal, we could see BTC come down to this level, right? Coming down to this $59,000 BTC. And as we can see, and we look backwards, we see that we have candles that have wicked down to this level before. So saying that, BTC down to 59K might sound crazy to a lot of people, but honestly, right now, the way that, it just flushed out again and is working its way a little bit lower, if this thing printed another sell signal, I would probably take a trade on the 4-hour chart to come down to see if it tests that lower value range on BTC around $59,800. Something to keep in mind that, like I said, on these shorter time frames, you'll catch some trades, but you can see how they're not long. They're not like, you got to be all on top of it, because if you're not on top of it, you are going to get stopped out by these trades sometimes, right? So some of these runners that you see, like on this, you see all these being stopped out. A lot of these runners is because these runners were caught on these higher time frames, right? And it was already so much selling pressure that they just continued. That's why you have this moment right here, this 4-hour chart, sell signal, boom, valid. Chop zone, no buy signal, right? This is why I want you guys to see this. Sell signal, chop zone, no buy signal, short again. And we might have an instance where this indicator is going to show us that the market doesn't always go from long to short, from long to short, from long to short. It actually sometimes goes short, 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 right? So just keep that in mind right now when, everybody's saying the bottom's in, you're going to want to wait for a higher time frame, especially on this, 4-hour chart, to try to find maybe your trade on the daily candle. But right now, if this thing flicked back red and it closed with a sell signal right here, I mean, this is what the last one's produced. This is what this one produced. These sell signals do produce some trades right here, and that's what we're going to be eyeing right now. So the markets are still testing everybody. The pain could probably still be a little bit on, to be honest with you guys, because down here is this lower value range at 59K. And we keep seeing liquidations happen. Liquidations, more liquidation. Let's get this out the way. More liquidation. So it's all a matter of time where, eventually, it can find some support. And it'll look like this. This chop, it'll actually look like this when it finally does put the buy signal. But we just haven't had that happen just yet. And we were being optimistic. If it could print the buy signal, trade into this gap right here on the 4-hour chart, something like that, coming into this section of 77,000, that'd be a lot more fun for BTC and kind of headed in that right direction. But we have more, on to the downside than we do to the upside on BTC right now. I know that's not the news everybody wants. Everybody's like, dude, I'm not going to tune in if you keep telling me it's going to go down. But I'm just keeping it transparent with you guys like that. You guys are not getting wrecked in this space back to back. If you guys can come over here to this main account on X, if you guys can repost this. I saw StreamYard said they're having some issues, but it is live over here. So if you guys can come over here on X as well, grab these links and repost it, that'd be greatly appreciated. Get some more viewers over here. If not, it's all good. We're going to do what we got to do regardless. So 4-hour chart on BTC, to me, bearish. Not just to me, but it says right here, bearish, low volume, bear, wait. Okay, so we're just waiting. We're just waiting right now to get our next signal to see where BTC is going right now. But as far as right now, we could see this 59,000 BTC, or if we get a buy signal, we got this upper level of this 77,000 BTC headed towards, 78,000, maybe even 80,000. But right now, the markets are meh. That's how they are. They're not that great right now. They're just, and that's why, I'm happy that, in about an hour, I have a meeting to go to, because this is what you're supposed to be doing. It can't always just be about chart this, chart that, chart this. Now we're printing on this, we're monetizing it, but you got to have some other things going on in the background as well, man. You got to have some other things going on as well. What's up, Steve? And so keep that in mind when you're seeing a lot of people tell you that this is the bottom or this is a good time, because again, these little green candles right here on the 4-hour chart, this little uptrend that never got a buy signal, is why everybody just got wrecked right here. Okay, all that liquidation and all that stuff came from people saying, oh, nice, we found the floor. We're breaking above. We got some green candles, and then wham, again got wiped out. So I'm trying my best. This is not financial advice. You guys can buy, sell, trade, and do whatever you guys want. I'm doing my best to keep you guys a little bit sane in the market because it still has some work to do. That's BTC. We're gonna go to the next one. Go to Ethereum. Go to I put BTC with a. I just noticed that. All right, we'll leave it like that. But let's go to Aster. Okay. Let's go to Ethereum right here. Here goes ETH printing that sell signal. And if you ask where can ETH be going, and we were talking about this yesterday, we had some traders pulling up yesterday as well, which was pretty cool. This sell signal on ETH right here could be a pretty valid sell signal. You would place your, I would place it like this. Not financial advice, but I'd place it something like this. Where the stop is up here. You're trying to get this right here, and that's a possible. Maybe it's even shorter. Maybe it doesn't run that long. It comes to this section right here. But I would be looking for something like this on this short trade for Ethereum, right? Because we do got a sell signal. The market's a little bit shaky. And if BTC slipped a little bit lower, you most likely will see ETH come down to, $1,800 Ethereum if, the rest of the market continues to push, because we do have a valid sell signal right here. And, it's locked in. So this is a 4-hour candle locked in, and it's already on, 8 hours later. 2 other candles, 2 4-hour candles later, that is still holding that sell signal. And right here it says hold short, bearish. The volume's low, bearish. This thing could definitely head in this direction for Ethereum. So I'm looking for lower prices on a lot of these things. And there's a lot of times where there's going to be like impulse candles where things kind of move up. And we've seen that kind of on BTC where it wicked up to this section up here almost to shake out everybody with those, with those longs or whatever. But then it went right back down, right? If we go to BTC again really quick, you can see how. Let's go to BTC again really quick. How although it did, this down, before it came even lower, it came and tested everybody right here, right? And this one would have looked like, something like this. This would have been that section. This is your section on BTC like this. And this would have been looking pretty good, right? You got your stop loss up here. You got your trade entry right here on the sell signal. And you got your target where you want to go down here. And this is, 66,000 on the 1-hour chart on BTC. But you can see what I'm trying to show you is a lot of times there is a moment where it will test your strategy, right? So let's go back to ETH and say, hey, we're in this trade on the 4-hour chart, and most likely it'll trade sideways a little bit more and test everybody. But we're looking for this downside being more realistic than anything, right? Coming down to this $1,800 Ethereum would not be a stretch whatsoever, because we've been down here before. So time and price is always trying to find itself. We got some valid sell signals. We see the gap that it can trade into right here. It's an ugly one, especially if it breaks past this. These little previous lows right here, breaks past this stuff, it will come into this gap and fall down here. And I want you guys, keep the bell notification lit, because these are very crucial times. Imagine if, while everybody's crying in the market, everybody's, the market's bleeding, this, that, and the third, you could literally just go ahead and be shorting this market into this gap and printing to buy your favorite meme coin, to buy your favorite utility coin, whatever it might be, right? All right, so that's Ethereum. We got some more lows in the future. I know that's not what everybody wants to hear, but if things can get better, and print some buy signals, we'll come up this way and trade into these gaps to the upside, 2,200, 2,300 Ethereum. But we'll start believing that and thinking that when we actually get the signals that tell us that that's the way that it's actually going. So make sure that you guys keep that in mind when you guys are, trying to find your next position, because you want to wait for these things to kind of fall on your lap. So let me refresh to see if we got some people. I seen StreamYard say something about X having some issues. So you see nobody's pulling up. So if everybody can, if you're listening and you're from XPX, if you guys can repost it, that'd be greatly appreciated, to see if we can get this actually going over here. And then let me actually do something really quick and see if we can get some more people in here while we're waiting for a second. 1 second. All right, cool. We got that posted in the main chat, and we'll see if we get some more people to pull up to the space. Shout out to the XPX community. Let's grind together so we can shine together. So prices on Ethereum, very boring, nothing great. But if you're shorting it, it's very good for you because at the end of the day, it's headed in that right direction where we want to see things go. So just keep that in mind that we want these things to kind of head in our direction. And right now, our direction is a sell signal direction, right? We're working off this sell signal on Ethereum. Let's go to XRP, showing some love to the XRP fam, making sure they're pulling up as well. Appreciate you guys pulling up, those who are pulling up. If you guys are part of XPX, if you guys can repost that'd be greatly appreciated. Yeah. All right, so we got XRP right here, 4-hour chart. I mean, never a buy signal came out, and we're waiting possibly for a sell signal on this. We're on the 4-hour chart on XRP as well. We're on the 4-hour chart on everything, and that's because we're most likely going to see these prices come down to this lower value range. This is 122 XRP. If it broke a little bit more, it's still bearish. And all this stuff right here, even though it had this nice little uptick for whatever reason, it still came down lower. It still came down a lot lower, right? So just keep in mind that right now we're working everything off a higher time frame. We're waiting. We're making sure that we're locked in as far as not getting chopped up on the shorter time frames and things like that. All right, so very, very important to keep that in mind when I know the markets show us a few green candles and everybody thinks, oh, it's back. We're racing. The races are back on, but in reality, there's still a little bit more pain in the market, or if you're shorting it, a little bit more gains in the market for you guys to catch that right there on XRP. Let's go to BNB next. I mean, look at this. We got our sell signal on our 4-hour chart. Let's see where this goes, man. We got some, these signals have been really, really strong. Where, hey, Darren, if you can repost this repost all this stuff in the main chat and get everybody to engage, it would be greatly appreciated. Yeah. So right here, we got the sell signal right here for BNB. So how low can BNB go again? Man, it could probably come down here. It could probably come down to this level. It would look something like this. You got your entry right up in here. You got your stop loss up in this section like this. You're going to do something like that. It's going to look like this. And you might see this thing come down into this section right here, trade into this gap and hit this bottom lower value range. But then you can turn this thing right back around. The minute we got the buy signal on the 4-hour, we can find a trade on the daily chart. And this is why we've just been, although, like I said, you saw BNB kind of uptick right here, we never got a buy signal. So, that's why we've been building and doing other things in the back end so that we can keep pushing things forward in this direction. So I do want you guys to, hey, what's up, Jace? If you can get the whole XPX community to repost this X stream, that'd be greatly appreciated, man. X is having some issues and we don't have that many people tuning in. So if everybody can repost it, it'll really help. And then after this, after this stream, I can go and hop into this meeting I got in an hour and stuff. So if everybody can repost, that'd be greatly appreciated. I know it's hard for people. The market's testing everybody and, it's not the most popular things to say, but this is what we got to do. So, unless you like, being played with, but right now the markets are still testing everybody and we still got a lot of things to kind of work as far as, this sell signal is right here. You can't ignore this sell signal right here. It's a 4-hour chart and it's not too pretty. And if you're shorting it, it is. What's up, Safir? Welcome in, everybody. But BNB, we have these sell signals. So if you see people saying, hey, we're good right now, they're still, why not get some more right here in this direction? You got 570, some of that going on for BNB. And trust me, I'm on BNB. I want these things to pump, but I also don't want people just getting wrecked left and right, just because, we're supposed to say that. And if I just put green thumbnails going up and all that stuff, but I think there's going to be some better entries. We'll say it like that so people don't get butthurt into space. But I think there'll be more better entries coming up or just shorting this right here. And you're still not even missing out on this short. Honestly, if you wanted to short BNB and put a really light trade, you just test it out. This 4-hour trade can most likely come down a little bit more. So I'm 90% in USDT because chop is annoying. Man, I love that, bro. Honestly, bro. I'm on the same page, bro. You saw what happened yesterday. I'm glad you pulled up again, Leonard. We'll go to BTC real quick in a second. Actually, we'll just do that right now because you pulled up. And we'll go back to BNB because, we were talking yesterday, this is that chop right here. This is that boring chop. Never came out a buy signal. On the lower time frames, we got some fictitious stuff. This stuff right here, this is where people would have got caught up. because right here, this little pump up got everybody. But we were still working off a sell signal on that 1 hour chart, right? And you can see how that's valid, right? And we still don't got another. It should print another one soon. Most likely print a sell signal on BTC. It's trying to hold on. We'll see. But you can see how on these higher time frames is what we're really supposed to be paying attention to right now. And BNB having this sell signal on here, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw better entries on BNB. If it broke past some of this previous ways low and got in this direction, we'll definitely come over here. I got an Eve short, but it doesn't trigger. I'm just going to wait until the next market trend is confirmed. Nice. Yeah, I mean, even that ETH short is looking still really valid. Like across the board, everything's still, like, as far as shorting it, it's still looking really good. Hey, what's up, Mr. Mo? Appreciate you guys pulling up. Appreciate XPX pulling up. Fam, we got to do this stuff, man. It's, you know what's good about like XPX? Like I got a nice bullish meeting in about an hour and a half and stuff. And this is why it's okay to look at these charts not being so exciting, because there's always other stuff going on in the back end, right? What I'm doing is making sure that your emotions are not on a roller coaster for no reason, because hey, we're just not there yet. That's okay. Like the prices in the markets are just not there yet. So why not just be patient a little bit, so that, you know, when we're ready to rally, the real rally is in, right? The real rally is going to be in there. But as of right now, the rally is not confirmed. And we want to be cautious with that, right? We want to be cautious with that. If you're shorting it, that's perfect. That you're in the money. But if you're not, then, you know, it's a little bit hard as well. So right now, these markets are still in the sell signal. I know that's not what everybody wants to hear. It's probably why the channel's not as popular as it should be. But trust me, when the rally's back and everything's pumping, the numbers look great, everything's back, we're going to be on the same track with everybody else. Just right now, hey, I'd rather maybe place a short on BNB. I might do that after the stream, right? I didn't catch this short, but I might even still catch this short. This is still a valid short. You didn't miss this trade, actually. It's still trending down. It's still saying to hold this. And yeah, maybe on a shorter time frame on BNB, there might be, and look, this is that, but we'll most likely come down to this peaking underneath $600 for a little bit. But this sell signal valid, and so that's why this shorter time frame, we look at this buy, sell. These shorter time frames, short, turned around, and you don't want to mess with those, man. We're on these higher time frames right now, so the markets actually prove themselves to us. We're not messing around. We're not messing around, right? Now, if you're accumulating, you're an investor, that's fine. You know, you're accumulating, there's nothing wrong with that. But why not just accumulate down here? You know, get it a little bit cheaper and just continue that practice, right? I think it's good to do that. Let's go to Solana really quick. A lot of people, I'm sure they got stopped out on Solana, and it has to do with a shorter time frame, giving you guys some false signals. This little section right here is the ODWAPTI. Not sure if you guys know what that means, but it's the I got you. You know, you got, you know, everybody got duped because this little momentum right here was really nothing. And we're waiting for our next sell signal on Solana. Solana prints a new sell signal on the 4-hour chart. I would probably take that trade, because most likely Solana could come down to $67 again. That'd be a monster short. Most people might think it might not be able to do that, but guess what? All this other stuff that people thought that was not going to be able to happen, happened, right? So I want to see if Solana's going to do one of these. Let me zoom in. Is Solana doing one of these dances where you get a short, you make some money, you close your short, another short, you make some money, right? Right in here, you start getting out. You made some money. There's no long trade right here. There's no buy signal. So is it going to be another time where another short? And this is why I like this, because I want to show you guys that this is not always it's not always long, short, long, short, long, short. This stuff goes short, consolidation, short, consolidation, short. Okay. And sometimes in the market, you know, sometimes it goes so low that it was like, all right, it went that low. Now it has to turn around. It's like, no, it doesn't have to do anything. The markets could stay, you know, crazy longer than you can stay sane. It's a fancy way of saying it that Warren Buffett said is, you know, the markets could stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent, right? But basically, the markets can stay crazy longer than you can stay sane. You know, you'll be like, okay, I got it, okay, and it just keeps going crazy and crazy and crazy and crazy. You're like, whoa, my God. It's like, and the markets have proven that. And you can see how that little phrase, that quote from Warren Buffett that I freestyled a little bit and twisted up, is valid, because how many people probably thought that, okay, short Solana, that's cool. Oh, now it's some long. Is it turning around? No. So we're still crazy over here. You know, and that goes to show you that, you know, the markets can continue to go downward and continue to, you know, not, it doesn't have to always go long, short, long, short, long, short. It can go short, 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 you know, and that's sometimes what we can have right here. And we can actually see that happening with Solana and the rest of them. And there's nothing wrong. That doesn't mean that we're going to delete our apps and we're leaving the crypto space. We're here to stay, fam. I just want you guys to be able to catch these. And if Solana prints a sell signal right here, which is the one that I like to trade the most, this is what I've been patiently waiting for. I haven't taken any trades in this. It's all good, bro. I haven't taken any trades on any of this stuff. I literally also Dynamite, check your wallet. I also have sent you your NFT and stuff like that. DMTK. So there's like some stuff that comes with TK's NFTs. So Dynamite, if you're listening, check your wallet. You got the NFT, and then DM TK for all the info around the NFT and what it brings to the table for you guys. It's got some utility and some really cool things as well. Some discounts on justshopcrypto.com, which is pretty cool, but definitely check that out when you guys have some time. Solana right now, man, I'm waiting for this sell signal. If it gets a sell signal, I'm going to try to take a trade down here to $60-something on Solana, $70-something on Solana, and I'll show you guys, right? But all this stuff, once I was done trading Solana and I got that nice trade, it's been nothing but chop. I closed my trade and I haven't taken any trades. I've just been building in the back end. All this stuff, somebody else can have it. I don't want it. I don't want it anymore. I don't even want to entertain it. I don't want to be a quick scope super sniper and all that. No. You know, whoever can do that, shout out to you. I don't want to do it. I got better things to do. I'll build some things in the back end, and I'll wait for a nice confirmed sell signal like this one right here, and where I can catch a nice runner instead of trying to get caught in all those choppy zones. I'll pass. No, thank you. Right. So right now we're waiting for that to pop up again for Solana. If we get that sell signal for Solana, the price that I'm looking at, which we've been here before, you know, this section right here is down here at $67 per SOL. So we're keeping an eye for the short the minute this thing comes out. And honestly, you could have held this short the whole time and ignored this, right? Because it was always stood bearish and never gave us any bullish indication over here on this little dashboard. But really, this thing is just going down to this side, right? So we're going to be waiting for a new sell signal because we're already exited that short, and we're waiting for another short. And that's what sometimes happens, is go short. It doesn't always go you call it a short, and now we're automatically going long because there's some green candles. This is where everybody got caught, and this is what we have to avoid, is where just because it went short for so long that we automatically think that it has to go long. Don't automatically think that it automatically has to do automatically anything, because it doesn't automatically have to do any of that stuff. Right now, most likely the market goes short. That's where the money's going. That's where we're flowing, right? That's where the money's flowing. That's where we're going. Let's go to Zcash next, because that one popped up, and I saw people for a while talking about the floor on this one, the floor. And you know, that was never the case, right? It had that monster, you know, just amazing run up that I missed, right? I didn't catch none of that, right? Since over here, man, I wish I would have had this indicator back here, because look at that buy signal right here. Woo! How nice is that? But right here, we have this Zcash, no sell signal right here. And it's a little not as perfect view because, yeah, there was some good selling right here, but it was really a chop zone. And that's why I didn't print nothing. The markets were kind of going crazy. So I didn't print a sell signal. And you can see how I turned it around on the daily chart and tried to go back up here, but it never reached this point up here where it actually flips it around the other way. Got my Trolls and merch today. Very nice. Make a post earlier. Nice, man. Shout out to you, bro. Honestly, that's amazing. We got some great people in this community, and I really appreciate being able to hang out with all you guys. I don't know what I would do, man. Honestly, it's like I hang out with all of you guys more than anybody else. So I like seeing that we all have progress, that we all support each other. You know, we're all in this space together. It's actually really nice. But Zcash right here, all noise in this section, you know, forget all this. I'm sure that you could have caught a trade if you wanted to. You're a super pro. You could have caught a trade right here. But now I'm just waiting for my actual sell signal. I got my sell signal right here. There was some money to be made right here. This one's actually still valid. But the minute the super trend line gets gray, it's actually entering that chop zone. Now, granted, it didn't flip it, so you can just still hold this and see if it comes down lower. This is the daily chart on Zcash. Let's go to this 4-hour chart. And this is where you can possibly find a nice little runner because the 4-hour charts is where it's at, man. Look at this. Look at another example. Short. Take your profit. You're in the chop zone, right? It comes up here. Most people think, okay, we just went short. It has to print along. It doesn't have to do none of that. So short, chop zone, you take your profits, right? You see that red line turning gray. The minute this red line turns gray, chop. You're in a chop zone. I'm out. No buy signal. Not interested, right? I'm not interested. No buy signal. I'm not interested. Good thing we weren't interested because what comes after sell signal? Another freaking sell signal. And again, money being made right here. Chop zone. You're getting out. You're out of the chop, right? So again, you've exit the chop, and no buy signal right here. Most people. Let's zoom in on this. And I know because I was one of them, right? You think, oh, okay, well, you got your sell, you take your profit, you're in the chop zone. You got your sell, you got your profit, you're in the chop zone, and you see all these nice little green candles and stuff like that. And you're like, no buy signal, but somebody saw this and was like, Zcash is coming back. Zcash is about to go right back up. And really what happened was another sell signal and all the way down. So trying to chop it on the lower time frames, you could just wait for something like this. And I'll wait for Zcash as well, because look at right here. Does Zcash trade from up here from 366 down to 200? That's a beautiful short. And it's happening on these 4-hour trades. So could this be another instance of short, chop with some green, short, chop with some green, short, chop with some green? Is it going to be another short coming up? And I'll show you guys. If this line right here, this green line gets flipped, I would not doubt that we would trade into this gap. See Zcash come down to 240. And if it broke past the point of control, it'll even come lower to the lower value range of $200. If it prints a sell signal on the 4-hour chart for Zcash, take the trade. Not financial advice, but, start a demo account and see how that works out. Because right now, you can see how the market has been doing that back to back. And let's be honest, for a while, we weren't talking about stuff like that. This is kind of some new stuff and, a lot of back testing, a lot of spending some time trying to avoid this section where I had to hold myself accountable where, because you're biased, you love the market. And sometimes you want that stuff to turn right back around when really it's going short, chop, short, chop, short. And you could have just said, hey, you could have just said short the whole time. Well, shout out to you. If you can call that, hey, more the power to you. But sometimes this is right here where I would mess up. I'm highlighting where I would mess up. I'm holding Rico money bags as accountable for the areas that I had trouble, and it was the chop zones. And why not just short it, ignore it, short it, ignore it, short it. I'm ignoring it. I have no problem these days. After this, it's so easy to ignore the noise. I don't got no interest in this right here. I'm waiting for the short. Yeah, somebody probably made money off the long. Shout out to you. Kudos to you and all that good stuff. I'm happy for you, but I'm going to wait for those longer trades to produce and possibly catch a short down here to $200 and catch a nice short trade on that. So looking really good, man, as far as staying a little bit zoomed out, right? And keeping yourself in check as far as where the markets are going. But when this 4-hour chart on BTC and our favorite ones print some buy signals, you guys are going to know, all this time, this is why it's been so boring, because really on this 4-hour chart on BTC, it's just been this going on. This has just been going on. I'm good on that. I'll pass. I got stuff to build. I got things to do. I can wait, and I'll wait for that sell signal on the 4-hour chart so I can catch it down here. All right. So appreciate you guys who are engaging with the post, man. I really appreciate it. It's crazy how much, I'm not going to even say it because the space can't even handle it. But if you guys can repost this, it'd be greatly appreciated, man. I think I got like 0 reposts on X. I don't even know. Let's go over here. Let's go to this. Let's see how many. Let's see how many posts we got. How many reposts we actually got. Where is it at? So my stream is not even here. So people can't even repost it. Crazy. Same thing with that one. Let's refresh this again. See if it pops up. Nope. So X is acting up. Can't repost it anyways. Nothing new in this space, man. Shout out to the Kendu fam. Kendu doing good. We'll check out Kendu since it's here. We'll go through some of these plays really quick. Like I said, I got a meeting in about an hour and a half. And we'll make that happen. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we got Kendu right here. Let's see if we got anything new over here. We got something 17-hour across. Okay. Yeah, man. They do really good with trending all the time. I wish, man, this right here is huge. And it's a reason why they stay on top of this space right here, this crypto Twitch or whatnot. It's they stay on top of that posting. And they don't even have like a anything to help out with that. They just do it. Let's go to MoonTube as well. Shout out to them. I think they just listed us. I gotta update my profile picture. We can go on here now as well. Shout out to the Kendu fam. Some of the investors got this stuff going. So go check this out over here as well. The Kendu, this MoonTube where everybody can go over there and engage. And he said, "What's going on? I'll help you fill the airtime." Just a meeting with some people that we've been having up. It's not the people that I spoke to yesterday. We'll set that up, but I've actually been waiting some days. The timer has been set. It's just like I said, a lot of times I think sometimes I make it look really easy, but it's like the time zones, So it's like this meeting's at 10 p.m. UTC, which is our 2 p.m. over here in Vegas. So, that's why my sleep schedule gets all twisted up because, setting these things up is, it's a trip, but it's all worth it, man. I enjoy it. It's fun and being able to connect. I mean, what other way are we going to connect with people all around the world, right? And YouTube allows us to do that. It really does. This YouTube and crypto and everything that we've been building allows us to set up these times. So should be some pretty cool things and as things for XPX, and it's a win-win. And we'll see if we make it a win-win for both sides. And the more exposure XPX gets, we got a great foundation. We really, really do. We've got some serious tech out, and it's right there. And it will get it the recognition that it deserves because it's just here to stay anyway. So MoonTube, shout out to you guys, man. Yeah, it was a great combo last night. And shout out to MoonTube. I'm gonna share this right here. Was nice about it, Jace. Honestly, that space that you jumped into, was you can see that the things that I was telling you about why I wanted to go in that direction with the Pokemon stuff, right? And giving them something because I can identify that stuff long before. And, that's why there's still more building for us to do because the more value we provide, we don't get stuck in our own echo chamber. I don't want to get stuck in an echo chamber. I want Pokemon people to be super excited, about, getting things from us, products and services. We're a freaking company. We're a business. This space sometimes get both of these things mixed up so much, because we're so just stuck on the chart. And it's like, I'm well over the whole chart thing. Like I'm well over it. Like obviously I want us all to be rich. It's gonna happen. But my main thing is like, how can we make sure that when Pokemon news is super bullish, when all this stuff is going on and it's super amazing, that we're catching some of that. Like how do we like it's like we have to give them something. We have to give them something to be super excited about. And honestly, XPX has a lot of leverage in that department to be able to give these people stuff that they'll be really excited about. Not just shopcrypto.com, which is something really cool for those looking just to get their community active, but XPX will always be relevant. That's what I want. That's my main thing. Is like no matter what, we cannot be left out. Whether it's our GoFundMe style things that we're doing, but Jace, I'm telling you, that's why I sent you some really cool screenshots, and some of them had Pokemon designs, right? That's all I'm gonna say right there, right? And it's like you can see how that meta is gonna be so big. And it's like that's gonna be huge. If we get these people to come in and we give them something that they're super excited about and it's tailored to them, it's like, of course, that's how we get the ball rolling even more, instead of 6 figures in paid orders, 7 figures. And I want to do more than that. That's $1 million is awesome, but I want to do that on a freaking weekly basis. I want to turn this up for real. Like these off-ramp solutions, we've done a lot coming from a crypto space, but I want to do even more where this is happening on a weekly basis. These numbers are just coming in regularly because that's when this thing starts to have a life of its own. And it can't be just from us, just from in here, right? It has to be where we're looking abroad, where we're looking to these people. And that space was a full circle moment, because you know we had that little chat or whatever, and I sent you some screenshots of some things, and it's like they're already into the realm of collecting. You know, they're already in that realm of collecting. So if we can give them things to be excited about and where their community's pumped up and it's to theirs, um, I know that we would onboard a lot of users. And as a company, you know, I know we're the project and we're the token as well. But you know, it's like sometimes I feel like when I'm feeding people BNB, it's like I'm feeding people vegetables for whatever reason. It's like, all right, that's fine. But you know, I got more things to offer. And it's like as a project, as a company, it's like if we do that, it's very easy to get them to come into our token. And if they don't want to come into our token, well, at the very least, they provide, you know, for the thing to continue to go anyways, right? Because they're using our off-ramp solutions, which is super huge. Um, let's go into XPX right now. Usually I let the thing build up and we save XPX for last, but we got the XPX community in here super hard. So we'll start off with XPX. I also have been working extremely hard on this. I know you guys have been seeing me post a lot of things. This section right here, there's some serious work going on right here. This is settle loans and credit cards. The creditor part. There's some big things going on behind the scenes, and obviously these things take time, right? This is you know, we got to wait for banks, we got to wait for things like that. But you know, we want to, and this is what I'll say: we're adding. You know, we already got over 80,000 companies that you can pay your bills with, but expanding this is crucial, and we're going to expand in a way that really haven't been in that direction too much yet. And I'm looking forward to it because it's not on our list, right? And we want to add these things, right? We want to continue to listen to our customers, right? And I know that you guys just see me up here a lot as the YouTuber or maybe the KOL or whatever, but there are a lot of meetings that go on into, you know, coming over here to Crypto Bill Pay and, you know, adding more to this, you know, to the amount of companies that we're using over here, right? So let me see if I just put loans, what pops up. Put oops. I mean, you see this right here? I mean, this is a lot right here. This is a lot right here. So there's a lot of this right here. You see all these credit unions right here, all this stuff going on right here. There's a lot going on right here that people are, and I know a lot of people just think it's just the YouTube stuff. It's like, no, fam, there's a lot, the company side, there's a lot of work that goes in the back end and listening to our customers. We have a client base, right? And we got to listen to these customers and some of our, I mean, we got some amazing community members and we have some really amazing clients as well because of these clients, because of these customers, it helps us find ways to continue to expand because we're filling up the needs that they want, right? And some people have come to us to be able to expand some things, and they're really cool. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. That's what we're supposed to be doing. So I'm looking forward. This is not just, you know, Rico Moneybags, a YouTuber, stuff like that. It's all of us as a company, as a project, to listen to our customers, to listen to what our clients need, to fill these gaps. Because some of these clients, you never know. You never that this is what's made XPX so good at times is because and even though I've built stuff and sometimes those projects have faded and it was for no reason, I've always been able to, when they needed something or asked for something, to go ahead and just go push forward to go and build it, right? And there's some amazing people that help me out behind the scenes, which is absolutely amazing. But the ideas, right, and making these things come to life is super important. And I like to listen to our customers. I like to listen, and some people maybe they don't want the constructive criticism or whatever, but I want to get better, and I'm thriving to get better, and I want to grow this thing because how many projects right now, and I'm not discrediting anything, have exposure to all these credit unions and helping people pay their loans and get their things straight in the real world. Like there's a moment. I know that we get caught up in the scope of like the charts and we get caught up in the scope of the projects, but we're not waiting for licensing. We're not waiting for the stars to align for you to go pay your credit first NA or your credit connect or your credit auto repair or your credit acceptance corporation, your credit union one loan. We're not waiting to get permission to do these things. XPX is currently doing this. Credit Union of America. I mean, fam, Credit Union of Denver, Credit Union of Dodge City, Credit Union of Georgia, Credit Union of New Jersey, the Credit Union of Southern California, Credit Union of Texas, Credit Union of Texas Loans. We're not waiting for permission to do any of this stuff. What we're waiting for is for the crypto space to mature. Honestly, that's what we're waiting for. the crypto space has to mature a little bit, and it will, because these are things that people need, and we have them right now. And as people understand that we have them right now, and we will continue to have them, is we want to be there for our clients. We want to be there for our project, for our company, to be able to continue to add to this and make it better for people. But I mean, fam, the fact that we got you can pay in all these different cities and states, XPX has this going on right now. That's what it's all. We're making it all aligned. That's what it's all about. And it takes a lot of patience, even for myself. It takes a lot of patience. Even for, you don't think I want to hand the success over to you guys and this amazing, more than anything, that's all I would want, just to be like, yes, I knew it, and I know that moment comes. I wish I could do it tomorrow for everybody, but the space is evolving. The space has to come in line with this. But do you want to wait that when the space is ready to take care of this, that we start scrambling to build it then? No, like we paved a new path, right? We took the hard road by doing this when everybody was screaming about meme coins, well, to lay the foundation for all this stuff. And yeah, that's what we're going to continue to do. I mean, if you scroll down this and you really look at the exposure, like as far as the credit unions and things like that, if you're an investor in cryptocurrency, you'll be pretty, I think I would be impressed if I was scrolling through this and I saw credit union of Georgia, credit union of New York, of New Jersey, of Texas, credit union of Southern California, and you look at all these Disney credit card. You got to pay your Disney credit card. Do you have a Disney credit card? Pay your Disney credit card using your cryptocurrency. Like the fact that people can pay their credit cards and their loans and things like that straight through XPX, this is only going to get better. We even got PayPal on here. We even got, I mean, the list goes on and on, because it's over 80,000 companies that we're already doing business with, around the world, actually. Well, it's 10 countries right now, but it's going to be more and more. We're working on adding more to this. Like, I want nothing more than to add to this list. It's been actually some work doing this, because we actually have some already lined up to add to this list. But that stuff takes work. It takes a little bit of time. It takes more licensing. It takes a little bit of this, but that's what it's all about. I'm okay with that. But I think that if you're, looking at XPX, just look at what we really can pull off right now. And this is not stuff we could have released each one and been like, hey, now we're doing this, now we're doing that. No, smack right here. We got all of this whole list is here right now. And I think it really shows the direction that XPX has the opportunity to go to, right? So yeah, I mean, amazing things up ahead. I'm actually, like I said, working on a lot of cool things for us. Obviously these things, it's development, it's licensing, and all these things. Is some of it has overhead and things like that, but we can either focus on, like everybody else, everything's down. Satoshi's Nakamoto BTC's down, Vitalik Buterin's Ethereum is down, ADA's down, all these things are down. We can cry about that, or we can support our project by DCAing when you can. Not everybody has to. I know everybody's, they got their bag set, fine, that's all good, but support in other ways, that's fine as well. But just look that it's here. This is a real project doing real things. And yeah, that's what we're going to keep doing. I mean, rain, shine, thunderstorm, blizzard. I don't know when or how we would get another opportunity to have this level of these cards in our hands. Like, if you go into spaces and you go anywhere in this crypto space, everybody's waiting for permission to do this, or they're waiting for permission to do it. We're not waiting for anything. We're waiting for the space and the crypto space to align with what we're doing right here. You shouldn't be asking investors. I don't even want to read the rest of it. You shouldn't be asking investors to do this. Just improve your product and the money will follow. I'm not asking them to do anything. If they want to, they can. If they don't want to, they don't have to. I'm going to do this regardless. I've been doing this for 20 months, bro. All right. I've been doing this for a while. I got this. Don't trip. Chocolate chip. I got this. All right. So xpxpay.com, come over here, check it out. If you guys want to use some of these off-ramp solutions, definitely come over here to Crypto Bill Pay and come check it out. This is what it's here. This is why it's here. It's for you guys to use it. We're not waiting on any permission or anything like that. You guys can come do it right now. 100K MasterCard, 10K no KYC MasterCard, $500 limit no KYC Visa card, non-KYC bill payments, non-KYC gift cards, the tools are there for you guys. So come over here, give us a follow as well. I think our newest utility that we released is super bullish as well. If you guys got something that you want to build, if you guys got something that you're working on, if you guys got maybe an emergency in your life and you guys need to raise some funds, let us know so I can help you set up this donation widget. It's not just for charities, it's also for projects. It's also for somebody that's having an emergency where you guys can, raise some funds and accept 70 different cryptocurrencies. So not only are you, accepting funds, but you also have 70 different funnels pointing at whatever you got going on to bring the money into, your direction, right? So this is here. Like I said, you guys can come over here and sign up for absolutely free. I'm going to post a link for you guys. Let me grab this really quick. You guys can register your business account, send me a DM. We'll get on the VC voice chat, or we can get on a video call. Help you guys set this up for your business account, help you set up your donation widget. So like that, after setting up your donation widget, you can embed this into your website very easily. And I don't hold the funds. This goes straight into your wallet. You don't have to ask permission from me to be like, hey, Rico, we received this much. I need to use it this much for the utility. No, once you create your business account and you put that donation widget on your website, those funds that are going to you are yours. Now, when you off ramp it on the card, there's obviously, the 4% load up fee. There's the $3 activation fee and the $10 monthly fee to keep the business card active. Or you can use a non-KYC card, which is just a 4% load up fee with the $3 activation fee. And that's it. Use it till it runs out. And you can create another one, and you can create another one, and you can create another one. You can create as many as you want when it comes to the non-KYC card. So come check this out, fam. This is utility that any business, any project, anybody trying to raise some funds can use. And we were in a great space yesterday that, most likely some people will be using some of the stuff that we're talking about right here. So come over here, check some things out. We'll go into our XPX, justshopcrypto.com. Give shout out to Trolls Den launching his merch. I'm seeing a lot of people support that, but we have a lot of projects out here. We come to the homepage of Just Shop Crypto. If you guys are a project looking to get your merch and your merch gets some extra exposure, this is probably one of the best places to list your merch. I'm not just saying that. Go look on X. People buy it. People use it. So if you guys are interested in that, come down to list your project. Check out all the other projects we got listed on here. We got limited edition merch. We got the Jesus Coin merch. We got the Veteran Token merch. We got the CBC merch, the Crypto Breakfast Club. We got the Can Do merch, the Can Do Unleashed merch, the Edward Foundation merch, the Trolls Den merch, the XPX merch, the Zach Humphreys merch, and the list will grow. If you guys are a project out there, you guys want to get, marketing, you guys want to break out of your echo chamber, you guys want to see your community active on X, making posts, showing their shirt, showing their merch, but really being proud to be a part of whatever community they're a part of, come over here to justshopcrypto.com, check it out. And right now, I'm not sure if TK is still doing that, but come buy some of this merch, man. It's really cheap. Make a post, and I'm sure he's going to hook you up. Oh, this is nice. The collar shirt's nice. I like me a collar shirt. I'm not going to lie. I like this right here. Nice little collar shirt. Looks nice. A little polo is always nice. I like me a little collar on a shirt. It feels good. Feels good. So nice little shirt right there. TK looking like he's, Mr. Corporate over here with his collar shirt. So that's really nice. So shout out to the Trolls Den community. Shout out to the whole Trolls Den fam. Go check out the mega spaces. If you're holding some of his that's what I bought. Oh, nice. I like that one. Yeah, that's nice. I like that collar shirt. If you guys are, looking to go into some mega spaces, get tapped in with TK and some amazing mega space, some cross-pollination, come get some of this merch. He'll show you some love for sure. So cool things up ahead, man. Cool things ahead. It was nice to go into XPX merch or XPX first today and check all this stuff out because, like I said, cooking behind the scene and, that space yesterday with, those Pokemon people and seeing that Pokemon sold for 16 million, it just shows that we're on the right track. And, I was talking to Jace about this stuff before all this Pokemon stuff was even getting really big, because I just know that, hey, if we can provide something to these communities, how else can we get them to pull in over here, right? How else can we get them to come over here and check us out? And I think we found the way to get these people that are willing to collect things to pull up. So we'll make that happen. Let's go into some other plays as well. If you guys want to go check us out, go over to smartdefi.com. Let me post this right here for you guys. Copy this. Go get a bag, man. Staking rewards are live. Passive income is real. The chart's looking good. Every market has a ugly looking chart for the most part. They're not looking too good. And you know what? I'm well over the chart. I'm not attached to the chart. I'm attached to building out a real world company, providing real world solutions. This is a RWA token. This is a real world utility token that's actually doing it. And it's right here for you guys to go check out on smartdefi.com. You guys can stake a bag, earn passive income. And when this thing really takes off and this market really matures and everybody's, actually using crypto to pay for stuff, all of this stuff will be reflected over here. These things take time, man. When you're doing big boy stuff, they take time. Okay. And, well, at least time is on our side right now because this is what we do for a living. So let's go into some other plays right now. If you guys got something that you guys want me to check out, let me know. And then we'll check it out. Let's go to the Pikachu coin. Let's see if that helped it pump up at all. Okay, that hasn't done nothing. We didn't buy none of this, but we saw this thing pumping up and it did go up. But maybe this whole Pikachu stuff now it's going to be going up even higher. Let's see if they posted about it. Speaking of, we'll go check out Kabutops as well because that's who we were speaking to yesterday. Bam, right here. Let's see. Look at these Pokemon cards. Oh my Lord, man. I wish I still had that binder. We'd be on the beach somewhere. There we go. Look at that. Crazy. Crazy, 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 man. Pokemon. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought? People are going to be the same way with all this off-ramp solutions that we do. A lot of stuff that, cool. Oops. Let's go to Kabutops. I'm sure they made a post. Let's show them off. We were talking to them yesterday. Very bullish stream. These guys were going for almost 6 hours, man. They were wrapping up the space. And then I jumped in and then we even stood live for a little bit longer talking. But if you guys want to catch some of that, maybe you guys can go listen to the space at the very end. When I pull up, there's maybe some alpha intertwine in there. But you're seeing this stuff come into the space. And XPX, we have the ability to actually, move some things in the right direction, man. We can actually, get their attention in really cool ways, man, in really, really cool ways. And this is crazy. I had number 4 out of all of them. That's crazy. It's almost sad a little bit. it's almost sad. This is how my binder used to look, man. I had a white binder with everything in there, man. It was crazy. But yeah, we got something that we can offer them. It takes some building, it takes some things that we got to do, but to me, honestly, it's worth it. And obviously that was a sign. I think, maybe Jace can agree that that's a sign to take it in that direction because, this is how you get these people to come check out your projects. But I want to give a big shout out. Damn, wow. Mr. Beast. Is this even real? Is this even real? Whoa. Sheesh. Supply and demand, fam. That's what that is. That is supply and demand. Magmar is his name. Oh my God. The names come back to me when I see them. That's Magmar. Gyarados. Yeah. Man, I was a nerd for this stuff. Zapdos. I seen Zapdos right there. Cool, man. I think this is going to be part of the space, fam, 100%. And we're going to be doing some things to get their attention, which I think is really smart to do. And I want to give a big shout out to them. There's a super stream. If you guys are listening, coming up this Friday, we're going to be having some pretty, Jigglypuff. I love Jigglypuff. Love that little song. But we're going to see if we can line this up where we can actually get some cool giveaways for you guys for this super stream. So if you guys got some projects that are ready for the super stream, send me a DM. It's going to be pretty cool. And we got some really cool giveaways for this super stream coming up. I'm just locking these things in. We're building XPX. We're locking things in for the super stream. we're all over this stuff like white on rice, man. I swear. When it comes to the crypto space, man, it's building utility. It's building the streams, right? Staying on top of all this streaming stuff, right? Where the streaming stuff has taken a little bit of a backseat, like since the market's been down, because I know people are bummed out and they don't want to hear the truth as where their markets are at. But the development side, that's what's taking a lot of my time, which is I love it because this is what I'm here for. And I know that if I looked back, 10 years from now, if I look back and I was like, man, I had an opportunity to be one of those payment rails and I just fumbled it. It's like that would suck. And I don't want to do that, man. So we're going to keep building. We're going to keep pushing. And the development side always has to stay locked in. Look at all these new collection things starting. Wow. So there's a wave right here, man. And we can get all these people's attention by, Jace, what I was telling you about. Everybody's gonna now. You guys can harass Jace. Oh my god! But I think there's some powerful things there. I think we can have their attention for sure. And I just want to give everybody from the Pokemon fam a big shout out, man. If you got to keep your cards, man, kudos to you, man. That's amazing. I'm not a hater like that. I'm glad that people are winning, and I move on from things. It's like I can't do nothing about it. If it's moved on, it's moved on. And although yesterday when I was talking to Kabutops, I was like, man, I almost want to ask my mom, because when I lost my binder, it wasn't that I lost it. It was just that a young kid got into it, right? Because in the Midwest, some of the duplexes, so my mom's house in the Midwest is a duplex that is the front and the back, right? It's like it's a different style of a house, right? And you walk in from the middle of the house, and the middle of the house has stairs that go up and 4 doors. So the left door goes to the back part of the house. The front facing left door goes downstairs to the basement. That front door that's facing you goes up to the attic, that's where my room was and my lair basically. And then the door to the right takes you to the front part of the house. And when they were renting the back part of the house, they had a kid that got into the attic and went into that binder. And when I seen it, it wasn't that the cards were stolen or anything. It was like some of them were damaged from being folded. Like, like a kid played with them. He was probably like 5 years old, right? So yeah. But yesterday talking to Kabutops, I almost felt like, because I know like my mom, she all she does is save certain things that I've had. There's like, I got shoes over there. I haven't been over there in forever. It's like a whole bunch of Jordans that I bought from way back in the day. They're probably worth a lot of money because they're like the ones that would come out and things like that. But there's even a safe over there with like all these coins that I collected, because I've always been into, like, I don't know why, it sounds kind of funny saying it out loud, like collecting things, like especially like, so I got like certain quarters or like silver. I use like collecting silver 50-cent pieces, so there's a safe at my mom's house that has like a lot of things like that, like the silver, bunch of silver 50-cent pieces, a few other things and stuff like that that's in there. But we'll see, man. I almost felt like that talking to her, but she's in PR right now. My mom's in Puerto Rico right now. So, but maybe she gets back. I'm like, Ma, I know it's been like almost like 1,000 years, but can you possibly look for that white binder? Because I was so bummed out that I just didn't even want to look at it. And they weren't worth anything at that time like that, right? So, but the majority were still there. It was just some of them were messed up, and I was just so hurt that I didn't want to look at it no more. So I was like, I'm done. I don't want to look at it. But hopefully she snatched it up and maybe nobody touched them and over the years, and maybe they're still lingering around, because for all we know, there could be a box in my mom's house with hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cards, because I was a young kid when these things were when they just came out. So you want to talk about first editions? It's like I lived the era of being able to get all of those. So shout out to Kabutops, shout out to the Pokemon people, shout out to, the whole Pokemon movement right here. We're going to try to catch a little bit of this wave with you guys, man. We're going to jump on your guys' bandwagon, but by providing some value for you guys. And hopefully you guys can appreciate that. I think you guys will. I think it'll be something that you guys would be excited about. And I'm looking forward to that. So let's work on that. And it takes a lot of work, but yeah, don't. Don't. Now you know how it feels, man. Now you know how it feels. Like you want to, but you can't, man. Yeah. So I got some $1 coins from the Las Vegas airport, which were pretty cool. It was my first time I saw them. That's what I'm talking about, bro. So see, this is probably why we all link up, because we all probably but you know what? Those Pokemon cards, when I was collecting them, they weren't worth much either. That's how it is. It's you're supposed to collect them just because. And I got into like collecting coins because my grandfather had a bunch of coins and stuff. And he was a collector. And yeah, I was really close to my grandfather. So when he would get coins, I would sit there with him and help him sort them out and things like that. And coins from all around the world and things like that. So yeah, so that's kind of where that stuff comes from. So just collect them and later on, and it's not always just about you, right? It's like maybe for little Saphir, maybe one day there's a little Saphir and you left them all these coins and they're valuable at some point, right? And so that's what it's all about. If you do what you like and you're passionate about it somehow, in some way, maybe your Gengar, all these will eventually be worth a lot of money and stuff. So It's pretty interesting, this space. Today's appreciate the XPX community pulling up, man. I love when I see all you guys pulling up. Honestly, you guys don't even know how much it means to me, but let's keep it moving before we get too mushy. Check out this butt coin and have some silly fun now, because it's still here holding really good, even with the markets testing everybody. Maybe you're collecting butts, maybe you're collecting butt coin, and maybe somebody's listening to the stream over your shoulder and they're like, what is this guy was just talking smart stuff, now he's talking about butt coin? That's the space that we live in. I can't do nothing about it. You know, we got butt coins here galore, we got fart coins, all this stuff is part of the market. And we're not here to, you know, really fight the market and that stuff. We're just here to, you know, go with the flow of it. Yeah. So Buckcoin still here holding really strong, looking really good as far as I can tell. I would still look down here because I think the markets are going to pull back a little bit. So I would keep an eye on this $10 million market cap for Buckcoin. Let's go to their X account, see what they got going on. And then, yeah, we still got some more time before the meeting, but the timer is set, so I will have to jump into that for sure. Let's see. We got Buckcoin right here on Grok. Just some good posts, some funny memes, having fun. You know, nothing that we haven't seen before, but that's what it's all about. Like if somebody, when you do things like this, people probably think you're crazy and stuff, you know? When you're collecting Pokemon cards, people probably think you're crazy. That anytime somebody's saying, "Oh my god," and they do that murmuring stuff, just ignore them, because a lot of that crazy stuff is what's making a lot of people rich right now. All this weird stuff of like, what are you doing? Buy more of those things or whatever. And like, anybody that was buying crypto in the early days, and if you listen to anybody, you're regretting it right now. It's like, I like to do things that not everybody's not, and that's what's going on right now with this whole crypto space. We have that opportunity right now to have some fun. Y'all seen the same thing I'm seeing? Whoa, that's kind of cool. CoinGecko doing that. That's pretty cool. CoinGecko now just over here twerking. What the heck? That's why this stuff doesn't go away, because even as something as professional as CoinGecko, where all the coins get listed, where you have some of the biggest brands listed, you got them doing this with their mascot. Right? It's like, so when you think that, this space it's a crazy space, honestly. So even CoinGecko, it's at this level of like, yeah, we're professional, but our mascot's twerking over here. And that's why we have a crazy space. And that's okay, because it's just humans. It's just we're wild, man. And that's what we're having right here. Since we're on Solana, let's have some fun for a second. Just go through the top 10. I like to see what the markets are doing. Let's go to House. Everybody has one of those for the most part. Not everybody, but mostly. Probably going to do pretty good because everybody can relate to it for the most part. But here we go. Decent looking chart. House. How high can it go? I don't know. Let's go to Punch. I'm sure you've punched some stuff or got punched or something. This is a monkey coin. 12 million. Holy. When was this launched? 11 days ago. Man, meme coins. And you see how long they had to, like, wow, man. Like the shakeout of a shakeout. Let me zoom out on this really quick. Wow, that's crazy. So all this stuff, going up to 400 and something K, coming down, shaking everybody and their mom out, going down to almost nothing down here, 200 and something K market cap. And now after everybody's shaking out, up to 20 something million. It's like, if you got something, just keep pushing, man. And everybody this one's now it has a life of its own. Now, that's the thing, is like, it'll get a life of its own. So Punch CTO right there. There you go, man. Everybody got shooken out. Now everybody that got shooken out and paper handed, now they're, now it's a rough go of it. It's a rough go of it for Punch right here, for anybody who got shooken out. But you can see it had his nice little first pump, going all the way up to 460, went all the way down to 33 market cap, 33K market cap. So all the way up to 400 and something K market cap, down to 33K market cap, and then just consolidated for a while, and then bam, all the way up to 21 million. And if we do the thing, we already know what's going to happen, right? It wasn't 10 million, it was 8.5, really close to our numbers. 5. Let's go to a different time frame, see if we can find it. But again, same area, $5 million market cap right here. It's not going to be picture perfect, all of them, especially because I keep telling everybody about it. They're going to start doing it a little bit earlier or a little bit later, but there goes your 5 million, broke above 5 million, came back down. And then we have the same freaking pattern. Broke 5 million, came back down, hit 10 million, broke 10 million, 20 million. Could be a monkey, could be a cat, could be this, could be that. And then it has a mind of its own. It has a life of its own once it does that. But you saw all that consolidation, all the paper handing, all that stuff that has to happen. But eventually, when your project, even through all this, ugliness and everybody fading you and, whatever it might be, all the problems, whatever it might be, it doesn't matter. Even if it went all the way down to 33K, if you get that thing to go break 5 million, you got everybody's attention. Now you're trending, and it's crazy because people want to make those gains, but they won't allow it to get there. It is what it is. At the end of the day, you got to shake everybody out and then break that $5 million market cap. And if you're here to stay in the market and you're here to keep building, no matter what, bam, you get this action right here. And everybody gets this: monkeys, cats, dogs, utility coins, RWA coins, RWU coins, whatever it might be. When it does this, this is what happens afterwards. And now it's holding to 10 million. So this is a great example again of the pattern working out in that favor once again. So I'm glad we checked this one out. Let's go to the next ones. In the top 10, we're kind of going to freestyle right now for a second, check out all these plays. And here goes another example. Here goes another. I like these examples. People who are haters, they can't handle this stuff. They're too bitter to do it. But I like to be able to do it. Look at this. Hit bonding and then coming down. Ugly, no. Mushu, no. Went all the way up to 2 million. Hit an all-time high of $2.2 million market cap, came all the way back down to 76K market cap, shook everybody and their mom out, had a little uptick to 468 market cap, came back down to 100K, and then here goes the pattern. Let's just mark it up because we'll keep track of these, because when they do this, not all of them, but a lot of them start to have a mind of their own. So you got your first hit the 5 million, come back down, break 5 million, come back down, break into 5 million, break the 5 million. Where does it go to? What? No way. You guys are probably tired of that. $10 million market cap. If it can stay in this range and break 10 million, it's most likely going to go higher. It's most likely going to go higher. Let's go to Momo next. Here we got more examples. This is too fresh. Wait for those shakeouts. This is the year of the horse. This one's been getting everybody's attention. So first run up was here. Didn't even make it up to the 5 million. But I wouldn't ignore this one, because sometimes these people know how to shake that stuff out to eventually make everybody be like, oh my God, all that stuff. So keep an eye on this horse right now that it's actually cheap and underneath this 500K market cap or $1 million market cap. But we'll mark the 5 million up. We're going to mark this up. They did it before it got to that. Somebody was smart. There you go. They did it at 4 instead. So maybe if you're doing this, start doing it at 4, because they're adjusting it. But not all of them are going to do it. For the most part, it's going to be the same old same. Same old same. Same. $1 million market cap, trying to hold on to that. Just mark that up. We'll keep a track on this one right here. See what's up. If it breaks lower, then it goes lower. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to Mog. A new Mog. This one's always going to. We got Jellycat. Don't know what that is. It's got a bunch of new stuff, random stuff. We're just checking these out. Don't tread on me. Anything that actually stands out. Don't tap. Stash Inu. That's funny. All right. So that's for Solana. Let's go to some other stuff. Let's pop over to. Let's go to Yi. That's on ETH. That's why I was telling everybody, just wait for it to go a little bit lower, because ETH is still testing everybody. So looking down here for $5 million market cap on Yi is okay for an entry. But the fact that it's still so strong, it tells me that when ETH does pump up, that this is going to pump up it as well. What's up, George? So this is looking actually really good for, Yi, the fact that they can hold a good chart, even though, Solana or ETH is down like crazy. So Yi is looking really good. Let's go through the top 10 of these, and then we'll get really close to starting to get ready. A new Wojak. Man, it seems like it doesn't even matter. You could just launch a Wojak and it goes to $1 million market cap. You got RPL. Don't know what that is. 65 million. This is some Fugazi stuff, though. Liquidity is not locked. You got to be careful with this stuff. Ignore that one. Momo. That's a good name. Let me get some Momo. You got Mushu on ETH as well. You got just ETH. Zama. 51 million. 1 million in locked liquidity. It's crazy. or in liquidity, not locked. All right. I think we covered most of the ones that we like to cover. If you guys got a play that you guys are in right now, if you guys want me to cover it really quick, let me know. We can start getting ready for what I got going on. It's not for another. It's not that far away. Got about 40 minutes, but we can get ready. Get a cup of coffee going for the afternoon. Unless you guys got some new stuff, we got some boring markets, man. Here, oh, this is nice. It's boosted right here. Let's go to top. So these are the top ones right here. Okay. Just go like this. We cover that one. Top. Go to this one. Nope. So just because it has all that stuff, you can see that doesn't mean anything. Mochi. Nope. So that's almost a recipe. It has all that trending stuff just to get you excited, just to hit you with the Odie Wapti. And this is the same person doing it. I almost have no doubt, or the same group of people doing it. Because the thing is, even though you can't see somebody, you can see their pattern. Like, you can see their characteristics. Like, I can see it on the blockchain, how I know that a lot of this stuff that we see and we even talk about, it's the same olds, right? And you have those opportunities, like all this stuff right here that's trending. This is somebody repeating that pattern over and over because it's been working nonstop. It's been working nonstop for them. So they're going to keep doing that. If it's working, they're going to keep doing that nonstop. All right, let's go to the latest. Rug Aid. Nothing special to see there. And you want to, tread lightly right now when the markets are like this, because, the markets still have some ouch to go a little bit. And this is why you got where, even though they're doing these top trending coins like this and they're paying for all that stuff, it's just direct to chart, because nobody is even waiting for a community to be built around it, because there's most likely not going to be a community built around it. And that's how you can check all of these that were paid trending and all that. They went up, straight back down, up, straight back down, up, straight back down. So avoid that right now, because when you come over here to BTC, market's still cutthroat. Until we see a buy signal on the 4-hour chart on BTC, the markets are cutthroat, right? And I don't want everybody to think just because we see some green candles in a downtrend, that doesn't mean it's done. Because right here's a perfect example of short, and this could be another short. And you don't want to be getting caught up in this and coming back down to 59K BTC just because you saw a couple green candles, when really we were stuck in a consolidation zone. And on lower time frames, you're going to see all this excitement that gets you nice and wrecked, right? So right here, on this chart, this was nice about this indicator. I'll zoom in one more time before we wrap it up. Oops, 1 second. I'll zoom in one more time. I know all these candles look like red candles. You'd be like, oh, I'd be able to handle that because they're just red candles. Actually, if you weren't using this indicator, these would be green. These would be green. These all would be green. And these would be green, because these red candles with that green trim around them, they're actually the green candles that usually, and that's why we got them on red just like that. Just because a lot of times, I don't know if it's because we've seen so much street lights and we play so much green light, red light go as kids, that stuff messes with you. And people will be in a downtrend and they see 3 green candles, because the other day, yesterday when we were talking, this is what it looked like. And I said, be careful. Although we're in a sell signal, and this is a short, I know that everybody's seeing 3 green candles and they think that it's going to turn out back bullish. And it's like, no, it's not. Look at how that starts to come out. And these right here were green candles and wrecked. So this is green, red, green. These could be green candles in a downtrend, because we still haven't flipped this from a sell signal to a buy signal. And if you're shorting this, your trade would have looked like this, and it would have been tested, right? You got your stop loss on this line right here. You could use it as a trailing stop loss. You would have got stopped out right here though, but if you would have left it like this, how it started, and you would have been looking for something crazy like this is how that trade would have looked like, right? And you would still kind of be holding that trade, because although it's sell signal here and it's testing you, this is why it takes some time. Look at all these hours that got to pass, that you got to have your strategy locked the F in, right? And tried and tested. So that, hey, I haven't hit my stop loss. Yeah, there's some moments when some green candles came out to shake everybody out from this beautiful short, but now you're weighing the profit down here, right? And this would have been, a nice little trade for you. Even if you would have took profits right here, you'd have been looking really good. But we're looking at this lower value range because we use the volume profile to help us out over here where this liquidity is hanging out. And, if it continues to, fill some of these little gaps, fill some more gaps, come lower, keep coming lower, we know that price likes to come down here, because if we look backwards, we can see where buyers and sellers have been shaking hands over here in this section. So we're not just snatching prices out the air. We're not just setting our buy and our, where we're going to take profit. Just, oh, you know what, that sounds good, we're going to do it there. No, it's because buyers and sellers have been there before, and the volume profile shows you where they've been shaking hands. And for BTC on this 1 hour chart is 66K for BTC. But on the 4 hour chart, it's a lot lower. And that's what we're waiting for on the 4 hour chart. And I'll go short on it again. I didn't catch this because I'm looking for a 4 hour chart, because I don't want to babysit it. And when I get a short on a 4 hour chart, I'm gone. And you can see how look at how little that looks on the 4 hour chart now. That whole little thing that we're showing off right here. Look how tiny that is now. That's what those shorter time frame, this little section right here is all that. But we want to catch the runner. We want to catch this trade from here, sell signal down to 59K BTC. And when that thing prints a sell signal, I'm going to let you know. If it prints a buy signal, I'm going to let you know. Right now, the markets are obviously in some boring movement right now. Overall crypto market cap, 2.33 trillion. Bitcoin down 2.6%, Ethereum down 5.8%. BNB down, XRP seeing a little fictitious uptick, that nothing that you should, get all excited about. You got Solana down, this down, that down. Hey, that's okay. That's part of the market. When it turns and it changes, you guys are going to know right away. So I have a meeting in about 35 minutes. What's up, fam? Hopefully you guys can pull up for the super stream. I know you and AJ are working on some stuff. We got some giveaways going on for the super stream on Friday. We got some projects giving away some really cool stuff. I'm actually going to get the links ready after my meeting today. And so you guys can start tapping in. But I think that everybody, don't let the markets just beat you down. Like, stay active with your community. Like, come and chill on the super stream. Like, it's free marketing. I don't know where else you guys are going to find that. And then I clip all that stuff, and it's on TikTok, it's on YouTube Shorts, and it's a great way for everybody to engage and to show your community that you're actively working, like looking for ways other than just, your echo chamber to get more exposure on the project. So make sure everybody takes advantage of that. If you guys got a project that you're bullish on, have them send me a DM so they can pull up to the super stream. It's really cool. You guys get a private link to the studio. We get to hang out before the thing goes live, kind of talk about what we got going on. And then we get to have fun for a couple hours and really show your communities that you guys are building and dedicated to the vision/goal that you have set out in front of you to accomplish. And that's what we're going to do. So shout out to all of you guys for pulling up. I know the markets are testing us, fam. This is why I do this. I know it's not popular for me to tell you guys. I watch a lot of, like, my YouTube brings up like all the XRP people, and they're always like, hey, what the XRP? It's like, all right, you're bogus, but I can't believe you're just saying that. But why not tell your community to get a better price? But whatever, man, to each his own. But you know what? They're more popular than I am. So it's like, I can't knock it, right? So their channels do way better than my channel. It's like, so there's always like, I think my moral compass, it keeps me from my channel being as big as it should be, because if I would just do like, we're pumping it up, XRP pumping it, and I was just telling people what they wanted to hear, it would be a bigger channel. But you can count on me to tell you, sometimes what maybe you don't want to hear, but you have to hear, and it's just the truth, right? And I'd rather do that than to me, I feel like it takes more energy to do the other stuff, to be BSing around nonstop. So XRP people, I know you're being told that here we go, and there's probably some green candles in the downtrend getting you excited over here, but it does not work out that good. And I wouldn't doubt that right here, this chop zone, you see this 1 hour chart, beautiful buy signal. I can handle that. I love that. This right here is where they get everybody. Nice little down, but this choppy zone right here, this choppy zone is where eventually, and there's some green candles, and then they print the sell signal, is where everybody gets wrecked. And then your favorite YouTuber that's telling you to buy more XRP, if you're long-terming it and you're just looking for when XRP does everything that people believe that XRP is going to do, then, man, DCA at any price, it doesn't even matter. But if you're trading it, don't do that. And you can do whatever you want. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not pretending to be one, but I know that these sections right here, and you add it with a YouTuber telling you like, oh, these green candles are good and we're back and I'm going to do this. And it's like, psych, here we go back down here, right? Because we're going to get a sell signal if the markets continue in this type of sentiment. I'm sure we'll print a sell signal. We're underneath the 50 moving average. More bearish things happen than bullish things happen when you're underneath the 50. Just like this is the 50 right here. When you're above it, more bullish things happen than bearish things happen when you're above it. When you're underneath it, more bearish things happen. So it's hard for me to talk bullish stuff about things or XRP or anything when it's trading underneath the 50 moving average, when we know more bearish things happen when it's trading underneath it. That's why this 50 moving average goes from green to red. That's why my things go green and they turn red. I don't got no time. Is it go time or is it no time? And right now, and this is the new thing that we've added, is this gray line right here, the chop zone, to be able to avoid, when some green candles come out and they're trying to get you excited a little bit. It's like, nah, we're in a chop. This is all choppy zone. This ain't nothing going on right there. That's all chop zone for, for the breakdown to come down to the point of control, which acts like a magnet down to 136, maybe even the lower value range of 135, or even lower on a higher time frame. We'll see what's up. XRP to $349. That's what I'm talking about. I've seen that too. It's like I should get like one of those guys off of Fiverr, Saphir, like to make me all those types of thumbnails. I'm not an artist, man. I got the logical brain more than the artistic brain. That's why my thumbnails are not fire and stuff like that, But I should get somebody like off of Fiverr to just make me like a I don't know, like 10 thumbnails that I could just use, like BTC pumping, BTC dumping, stuff like that, or just a whole bunch of green ones, whole bunch of red ones, and it'd be a lot better and stuff. Help me stay on point with, having fun with the market. But as far as me, it's like the minute I start getting to it, it's like, whatever. Here we go, man. XRP not looking too good. We'll see if it prints a sell signal. This is 1 hour chart. The shocking face. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. Oh my God, XRP is about to pump. It's like, you freaking liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a bull-faced liar, actually. But all right. But here we go, man. I think it's going to print the sell signal, and I would be looking for something on the 4 hour chart for XRP, right? Because this 4 hour chart, this is where the pain hurts, where XRP back down to 122. And you're getting in on a buy signal, or somebody telling you some stuff on those lower time frames, it's gonna hurt, man. Look at right here. I'm sure they were excited when XRP was doing this. Oh my God, guys, we're back. Guess what? This indicator, even with all this buying pressure, never printed a buy signal, and I'm glad it didn't, because most likely it's going to print a sell signal and come down here, and they're just going to act like the other streams didn't mean nothing. But to each his own, man. Maybe we'll do a channel like that one day where it's just that, just so we can have a popular channel, because we've been stuck at 18K forever. I think we've been at 18,000 subscribers for a whole year. So, YouTube doesn't do anything at all. It doesn't push us out to any crypto people. I'm sure crypto people don't like the channel because I'm not just telling them what they want to hear, but it is what it is, fam. That's just the way that we're going to do it. One day, maybe, I don't know, 5 years from now, we can get over 20,000 subscribers. If you guys can find a way to help us do that, that'd be nice. I mean, a whole bunch of work goes into this. No money. I don't get paid from YouTube. I mean, every once in a while, there's like a YouTube check or whatever like that. But if you guys appreciate it, man, maybe one day you guys can help me get over 20K subscribers, considering the fact that I've been just doing this for free for everybody nonstop. And that'd be really nice one day. But if it doesn't, it doesn't bother me. I'm just going to keep doing it no matter what, because I'm doing it for other reasons than, to be liked or to be popular. I'm here to those who really want it, and those who really want to, secure this .com moment, they'll find me. So shout out to you guys who have found the channel, who have been rocking with me, Saphir, all of you guys, Jace, Mr. Mo, everybody that's pulling up to the chat, rocking with me really hard. I really do appreciate you guys pulling up to the streams. Get ready for the super stream on Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll have a good time. If you guys haven't already followed the project that I launched on Smart DeFi, come over here. What am I doing? Copy this, give us a follow on there, and also give me a follow at Rico Moneybags. That's another place you guys can find me. X does a little bit better on some of the exposure, but man, I would like to get over 10K followers on here as well. If you guys can help me out with that, I'll keep doing my part. Help me shield this, help me get more. So more people, you guys want more people to buy your projects. You guys want more people to buy XPX, to buy FEG token, to buy all the things you're bullish on. I'll keep pulling up. I'm the workhorse, man. I'll keep doing the grind. There's nothing for me to do the grind. I mean, if you hold your breath waiting me to stop grinding, you're going to be blue in the face. But meet me halfway and get this out there, man. Figure out a way how to do it. And if we don't, then we just keep doing what we're doing regardless, man. This is what I do no matter what, just like breathing. So thank you guys, man. Have a fantastic day. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to get a coffee ready. I got 30 minutes for this meeting. And then after that, we'll just keep doing what we do, fam. So thank you guys for pulling up. Appreciate you guys who rock with me. Give me a follow at Rico Moneybags. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm shaking, my cup or whatever. But if you guys can't do that, continue to come back and experience the abundance of money with me. Until next time, you guys.
what you gonna do if it don't work out. It ain't